sure it's working. Audio is good. Oh, but it's not showing us on the screen. So let's get that to work. Hold on a sec while we fix our technical difficulties. Not that it matters. Display. No, I want window capture. We'll go zoom. It's not showing us.
I can hear you. There's an echo.
I hear me too.
Yep. We're playing the game at night. That's why you can't see us right now.
It's dark.
It's dark.
It's very, very dark.
In the beginning, there was no light.
That is true.
And suddenly, when Black Trunk found a gnome, there was the Big Bang.
That's what they.
Hey!
That's what they called it when me and Paula met.
Oh,
That's so
health issues.
All right, there we go.
Glad we're not streaming that.
Oh no, we're streaming. They hear me. All right, welcome to Master the Game. I am Juice, and we're just having fun. Like, screw all the nonsense. Let's just have some fun tonight. So we were just talking about last session. We did not have a recording of last session, but it
what
was
we can remember.
Yeah, what we could remember. It was fun, I think. I don't remember. But they apparently they were offered a reward by a priest as they were trying to find out more about the... Actually, you gave the blade to the priest on the water. That's what it was. That was the cursed blade.
It'll be fine.
So you gave him a cursed blade. I remember because he was going to do something about the cursed blade. And then he or somebody in the town must have given you the hook to go and save some people who had been traveling from Lakeland who did not arrive in Havlo. And they sent some people out. They noticed that the wagons were destroyed, I believe. And so then they knew that you guys or somebody would need to go and track them down at possibly a orc encampment west of Havlo. You guys offered to do that, and without asking for a reward, but you were offered something if you were to do so. So you guys left. When you got there, I believe your half-orc friend decided to army crawl up to the wall. Serene was going to cause a distraction, and then Braemar was supposed to sneak in. However, that isn't how it happened at all. Once he got up to the wall area, the plan went out the window. Braemar decided to create the distraction himself, which then prevented any distraction from Serene, broke out into some chaotic combat. We had Black Trunk making little mossy shrubs that would cover the arrow slits in the walls of the orc encampment. Which basically saved Braemar's ass. Then Serene came up and whooped some ass at the gate that was set up to be like a little death hole where it's like two doors, and in between them is like a kill spot. But Spirit Guardians made that a non-issue, of course. Went inside, did some like guiding bolts, killed some more orcs. Not in time to save a woman who was killed in a cage by an orc. But then he still took out the rest of the orcs, and that was the end of the session. The party did happen to get a letter that was on the orc war chief's person. The letter was requesting a meeting to trade a nobleman's crew for orc soldiers, and it was signed by Ortwall. Of the 4 remaining survivors in the camp, 2 of which were part of Fredwatt's crew, Fredwatt Goldstone, who is the nobleman who is still being held by Ortwall. Now, these survivors had told the party in their travel back to Havlo that Fredwatt Goldstone tried to convince Ortwall not to trade them for orc soldiers. So that meeting on the letter has already taken place, is what it comes down to. Let's see. The other 2 survivors in the group did see the exchange. So the exchange actually happened shortly before you guys had arrived there, but more than a day. So it wasn't like you could just go after them, kind of, because you also don't know which direction they went after leaving. Thunk, who wasn't with us last time, as far as you guys know, he's gone. Like, he's completely disappeared. No idea where he went. But deep down, behind the scenes, everybody watching knows that Thunk has joined a religious cult. And in this religious cult, they bribed him away with food and silver. They gave him a silver pin of a demonic goblin that they think resembled him. And, of course, Thunk was just like, oh, okay, cool. And then Thunk was carried off like a hero and part of a ritual that he doesn't even realize that he was a part of. But it healed him of all his ailments. And so he is perfectly fine as far as the audience knows. But the player playing Thunk will not be with us tonight, so who knows what other shenanigans happen other than this ritual. I'll figure it out. I'll probably roll on a random table that I've created. If you want to go support us on Patreon, you can have access to all of these tables as well. But yes, so that is where we stand. We are heading back into Havlo. So the party is heading back in on the North Road. Before we get into that, though, let's let everyone introduce themselves, their character. We'll start with you, Josh.
Okay. I am playing Serene, the human cleric. Also, I'm not from this world. I'm from somewhere else. I still don't know where, though.
Yeah, she just, like, hit her head.
Yeah.
Maybe she's from this world, but something happened to her head, and so she thinks she's from another world.
She was abducted by aliens, she's certain. I remember the whole thing. I was probed. I kind of liked it, though.
No, we're talking about your character, not you, Josh.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot. Now you tell me.
All right, Nathan.
All right, I'm Braemar, the half-orc rogue. As far as he's concerned, he's trying to make himself the best blacksmith ever, and he's just trying to make a living. Oh, and damn those werewolves.
Hell yeah, screw the werewolves. Peter, you're next.
All right, I'll be playing Black Trunk, the Treant Warlock Druid, who is looking for that group of trees, those elder trees that he could meet one day.
Yep, that is on my list of bucket list items for your Black Trunk.
I know I gave it a really cool name, but I can't think of what it is right now.
That's okay. It'll come back to you, I'm sure. Because it's not like it's been a year since we've played. All right, so we're heading in from the North Road south, and as you guys are making your way in, you see groups of people on the right side of the road. So you guys are walking south, and you see groups of people along the right side of the road with like horses and wagons, but a lot of them look very sad, crying people. So you see about 3 different wagons that are just parked there. You see a couple tents and looks like children and women and no men. And the farm is just up ahead on the left, the Bertrand farm.
I guess continue walking and approach the group of carts.
So Black Trunk, as he is longingly think of the Elder Ring, where he will one day find. I will cast Goodberry, and Goodberry for Black Trunk looks like these little berries that pop up on his branches. So anyone can pick one and get a hit point. So he will do that as he approaches the sad-looking group.
Okay. All right, you guys approach it, and nice. As you approach, a small boy looks up at you, Serene. He is not crying like the rest.
Hello?
Have you seen my daddy?
Not that I'm aware of. Who was your father?
I called him Dad. He stayed back and fought the wolves off.
Oh. Do you have your mother here?
My mother is not with us. She was attacked by the wolves. She died already.
Do you
The
have
big one got her.
Do you have a caretaker among the group?
I'm the oldest of my family. There's other moms over there, though.
In that case, let us all go back to your group and we can talk about it there. I'm going to look. Do any of the prisoners we rescued look like they're running up to the kids? Yeah.
None at all.
No, I didn't think so. Okay.
All right, so you walk kind of past him.
Yep.
Okay.
Seeing if he follows.
Yeah, there's some other kids, and there are two women who kind of just look, or I'm sorry, three women who just look up at you as you approach. They look exhausted.
And none of the prisoners look like they're heading towards any of this, correct?
No, clearly the prisoners have nothing to do with these people.
Okay.
Is there any guards nearby or anything?
Nope.
At all?
Nope.
Okay.
And you guys have been gone for a few days. Like, in fact, you guys have been gone for like 10 days because of the travel out to the orc encampment and then travel back. You guys probably needed a long rest as well after the encampment thing. So you have had long rests, yes.
I feel better suddenly.
As you approach, the oldest looking woman, probably not a mother, more of a grandmother type, looks up at you and says, can we help you? We're not trying to cause any trouble.
No trouble at all. What happened here? Where are all the men?
Well, we were attacked by what I thought originally was just wolves, but there were a lot of wolves, but they were also being led by a bigger wolf, and then a wolf that was like a humanoid. They took a few of us, and as they grabbed a few of us, the men kind of told us all to keep going. They jumped off and fought, but they were outnumbered. It didn't look good for them.
Where was this?
This was up north of here on the North Road, up near Lakeland. But we were afraid to go back north to Lakeland, even though we were closer to it. We decided to just keep coming south as quick as we could.
All right. We should probably get you to Havlo, though, then.
Well, I mean, we're here. It's just not even a mile up the road here now.
Yes.
We've already stopped in the town. People have already donated some food and some clothes and things, but we're kind of out of luck because, we don't really have any money, and they said we could stay here or we could stay anywhere on the waterfront. They told us some places we could stay. We're just hoping maybe somebody survived and would make it in, but we haven't seen it. We'll probably move to the waterfront on the south side soon. We were originally all planning on getting on a boat to Port Obsidia, but, well, we don't have the money now, so we can't do that.
How much does this boat trip cost?
I didn't even think to ask. I don't know. I'm sure it can't be cheap. I mean, it's going to be all of us. And we'd like to stay together, so it'd have to be on a larger ship. But
who would we talk to figure that out?
You could talk to one of the ferries, if there's one in town right now, over on the docks. But, I mean, I don't think that would help. They're not doing charity cases.
Well, it still wouldn't hurt to go ahead and discuss it with them and see what can be done. Perhaps an arrangement could be worked out.
That would be great. We're not originally from this area. We were only here because our husbands were working north of here. So, you know. Oh, well.
I see. And where exactly are you trying to return to?
We're trying to get to Port Obsidia. It's just east across the sea. But yeah, we were up in Windfell. Like I said, our husbands were working up there.
Quite far north of here.
Yes. Yeah, but we heard the ferries in Havlo are cheaper than up in Boltania, so that's why we were coming down here. You know, we didn't realize it was going to be as dangerous as it was. So,
indeed.
Is that where those wolves started attacking?
Just south of Lakeland, they attacked actually. So, a few days north of here. We were so close.
This is a problem.
South of where we thought they were, it looks like the werewolves are spreading east and south quicker than expected. I wonder what the status of Lakeland is.
We've already dealt with them once before.
Yes, and we just barely survived that encounter.
But we can't leave this whole village not with a single male. We need to save him.
Are you offering to stay with them as the only male here? Or?
No, we need to go and we need to go and save the whole group.
If we can save them, but first we should probably return to town with our friends here and see what can be done for them, and then find out if any information's been along the roads.
We should escort them to their ship and make sure that they are treated fairly.
Once we're able to ensure that they can
yes,
get on
that
the ship.
too. We have multiple things we need to do.
And then maybe we could probably hire some extra muscle to go north and deal with these wolves if they're such a problem.
I don't think they're just normal bands of wolves that most extra muscle can handle too effectively.
We would need an expert. So we would need an expert in the area.
If I recall correctly, the local preacher did not go ahead and have much information on the matter. He'd probably be the best for it unless there happens to be a hunter who is an expert in such matters.
Unless there's someone can take us to the source of these wolves. Maybe that's what we need to do.
I have a feeling it's going to be Traskeel. After all, that's where the so-called celebration is supposed to take place on the paperwork we found on that werewolf. A celebration to one of your evil deities here.
Maybe we can go in disguise.
Well, I partially know this area. I grew up around here. So maybe I can lead you to somebody I know.
Yeah, that would be brilliant.
So because I did grow up in Havlo, I would assume that I probably would know somebody at least in town we can talk to, who might know like a group of people we might be able to convince to join us on a hunt.
So Havlo is kind of a small town. However, they always has double and sometimes triple its normal population because of the amount of boats that come into town. So most people who are ever here are outsiders. The people who mostly stay here kind of work touristy kind of jobs, other than your farmers and stuff like the Bertrand farm, and the other one, the Fossier farm. And there are like some hunters here, but you would know they basically hunt for food, for more of the gamey stuff that is sold at the taverns, and then for themselves and for sport. You also do know that, yes, there are wolves that are in the area. Most of the time, though, wolves attack north of Lakeland. So you know that right off the bat. You're looking for people to help, though. Your best bet is always going to be the Traveler's Inn. And it's going to be to find people who are in town looking for work. And that would be kind of random. It would depend on who's in town for a while. in between getting on ships or looking for work because they've arrived on ship now.
Okay.
But most of the good work for mercenaries is far north, up by Boltania and stuff like that. That's where the big money jobs are.
All right, I think we should go to the end, guys. But I think we should also get these people across on the ferry first.
I think the first thing we should do is take these prisoners to the preacher and see what can happen there.
Well, maybe I can arrange some sort of transportation for these folks across the ferries, and then you can go and return these prisoners.
Well, how far are we to the docks?
Docks are on the southeast side of town. It's small. I mean, it's all within a mile, pretty much.
I will escort them to the docks if you wish to take the prisoners.
Black Trunk, in that case, here you go. And I'm going to reach into my coin purse and pull out 150 gold and hand it to him.
Okay.
In case you need additional funds to get them across the sea.
Very rich fellow over here.
I didn't spend the money I had. Reward money.
Okay.
In that case, I'll take the prisoners to the liberated people whose names you still haven't given us, to the church.
Okay. Before you guys walk off, the grandmother says, yes, and we're willing to trade our 3 wagons here for passage on a ferry as well. So we're willing to give up these if that helps.
Understandable.
And the horses, because we can't take them with us.
All right.
Each wagon has 2 horses, by the way. Well, one of them has 1, so there's 5 total horses.
That should make your job a bit easier, Black Trunk.
Yes. So you see Black Trunk grab the bag and kind of jingle it and look at it, and then like a cavity opens up and he dumps it in, and it closes. The bark closes back.
Nice. So we're splitting the party?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Bremer, where are you going?
Oh, me? Yeah, I'm gonna be probably going with you to return the prisoners. I do trust Black Trunk enough.
Are you sure you don't want to go to a third location?
I'll go to a third location. I'll go to the end.
Yes,
I'll go to
yes.
the end.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to stick with Josh then.
Full split the party.
So, Josh, you're heading to the temple on the water.
Yes.
And that is called the Temple of the Gods. And you're looking for Priest Tut Morant. So you take these prisoners, who we're just going to refer to them as survivors now. You bring these 4 survivors to Tut Morant. You make your way up the steps, and then the second set of steps into the temple. And before you see the priest actually over at the altar, back to you, as he's looking out over the sea. And he's just standing there.
Begging your pardon, priest?
He does not turn around.
Do I hear any mumbling or anything else coming from him?
You can hear something, but even with your passive perception, because he's facing away from you, you can't make out any of the words. What languages do you speak?
What do I speak? I speak Celestial, Common, Elvish, and Infernal.
All of the languages.
I mean, all the important ones, yeah.
Well, cleric, I would excel at 2 of those easily.
As you can't make it out. You can't make out what language it is, but it is not a language you speak.
I'm going to approach him openly. I'm not trying to be quiet or sneaky about it.
Mm-hmm.
Priest Tut Morant, are you all right?
The mumbles get a little louder. And you see like the arms kind of spread out like to the side. And you can tell now, whatever is happening, his hands are over top of that great sword on the altar.
Oh. Probably best if I don't interrupt him what he's doing. You 4, if not too much trouble, do try going back to the docks where you came from. I mean, the docks where my friend Black Trunk is headed. That's probably safer.
Okay. We
Yes.
can do that. As that happens, and you're turned away from the priest, you feel a hand, a very cold hand, grab you on somewhere where you have exposed skin. I don't know, based on your armor and shit. Somewhere.
Probably neck.
All right, so your neck, just grab you by your neck and say, "Oh, the sword, it should be cleansed."
Oh. On second thought, you're probably okay to stay here.
And he's just kind of like, almost like he's holding on to you to like keep from falling over, and like you just see sweat is pouring down his face. His robes on like under his armpits are drenched, and it's not like super hot. It's a nice breezy day, probably in the 70s. Not real like normally it might feel kind of humid being on the coast. Not the most humid day. It's actually not that bad. And he is just soaking, drenched.
Can I take out a hanky and just wipe his brow?
You can do anything you want. This is a role-playing game.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm gonna. Are you all right?
Yes, that just was a lot harder than I expected. I had to do a series of different things. There were wards on it that protected it from the original ritual I tried, so I had to break through that. There was a lot of evilness behind this, but like I said, it should be cleansed now. Unfortunately, it may have lost all magical properties. I don't know, but this is an old blade too.
Well, I think the important thing is that whatever curse was on it is gone now, and we don't have to worry about anyone else being corrupted by it.
Yeah. So I guess you could have it back if you would like.
But are you certain that it is fully safe?
Yes, no doubt about it.
All right. Then
look at it. It's no longer got that black hue to it. It's back to being silver. It's a silvered greatsword with that. I don't think the red gemstone is ever going to gain its color back. It's now like clear.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's going to have its magical properties, but it's still a silvered greatsword. It could come in handy.
Very true. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Did you see the people coming into town on the side of the road there? Apparently they were attacked by possibly a werewolf.
Almost certainly a werewolf based on their description, and many other wolves with it.
Well, I advised the guard to get silvered weapons and to do patrols. I don't know if they're going to listen to me about the patrols, but the mayor is aware of what happened, and he also has said that he will do what he can about it. So I don't know how long it'll take for them to all get silvered weapons, but they're aware of the situation.
All right. Very good. Very good. Here are the survivors of the orc attack.
Oh, yes. Did I say how much I was going to give you? It slipped my memory.
No, you didn't, but that's perfectly fine. I'm sure that anything you come up would be acceptable. Only 4 survived, unfortunately.
Oof. Those 2 don't look the same. Why are they in sailors' outfits?
They were part of a crew that belonged to Fredwort Goldstone.
Oh, I don't know who that is, really. Well, I guess, so you only got 2. I'll give you 50 gold. 25 gold ahead for the 2 that were from the original groups that were supposed to come.
That's plenty, thank you.
Thank you.
And are you familiar with someone named Ordwall?
I am not familiar with Ortwall.
All right. Apparently, the idea was to trade some of Goldstone's crew to Ordwald for orc warriors.
Oh, that's odd. I didn't know humans dealt in orcs.
Well, whatever's going on, it's not safe for anyone. And what about you 2? Yes, the two of you who weren't part of the ship crew. Where do you come? Where do you come from originally?
We were coming from Lakeland. We were with the merchant cruise south.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were supposed to end up in Havlo about a week ago.
Yeah. Okay. So then, a lot of questions still need to be answered. I guess I'll go see the mayor. Now, you two from the ship's crew, what exactly happened?
Well, we were originally on the ship that your tree friend was on. Or not that he was on, but on one nearby. And apparently that despicable Ortwall took over our crew. He threatened to kill Goldstone and threw off some of our crew members on the ship. He had to keep some of us to get near here. We anchored out at sea. He made us all row the small boat, and we ended up on land over by like some giants. He gave up some of us to the giants and continued traveling. We stayed in the woods. He wasn't alone either. At first we thought he was alone. Found out a couple of us that were being held prisoner were actually on Ortwall's side as well. So we kind of lost trust among each other. And then, he traded some of us for some orcs. And, I don't know where he and Goldstone and his other crew left, but he basically got himself some orcs to work alongside him.
Who is Ordwald? What is he exactly?
Ortwall is, as far as I know, he's a shisty guy. He's a human. He served on a ship that I guess was a pretty prominent ship at first. He stole some things. I don't know exactly what he stole, but he stole from his original crew. And again, like your friend Black Trunk was one of the crew on that original ship. He spoke of a harpy that was on the ship too, but I think he killed it. I don't know. He used to say some stuff about it. We weren't privy to a lot of conversations. We were usually held and chained up elsewhere. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
And why would he have wanted orcs then?
I think just for defense. I don't really know. You'd have to ask Ortwall himself that. He didn't really tell us why he was doing things.
And you were considered prisoners because you didn't want to work with Ortwald?
It was never asked. But I tell you what, if he would have asked me and I knew what was going to happen, I probably would have said yes. Because it was hell.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost a lot of weight. Haven't been able to eat very much. In fact, we ate better when we were with the orcs than when we were with Ortwall.
Is the ship itself struggling for supplies, or is he just trying to starve you?
They sunk the ship later. Like after we got off the ship, he sunk the main ship.
What vessel is he on now, if any?
He's not on a vessel. He's on land, as far as I know.
Was he headed north or south?
I don't know. I know he took us to the orcs and worked out a deal of some sort, and that was it. He sent one of us in with the letter, and it was pinned to our chest. Well, not our chest. One of my friend's chests. The orc took it, the chief, and sent that same person out with another letter pinned to their chest back out to us. And my friend died shortly after that from the wound.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay then. I guess we should take you into town. Do you have any idea what you're going to do now?
I am going to hopefully find work on a ship and get the hell out of here. I don't want to be anywhere near this place again.
That's not a
Me
bad
either.
idea.
Me either. This land has bad memories.
Well, in that case, why don't you come with me? I might have a vessel that would be willing to accept you.
Okay.
And I'm going to make my way to Black Trunk on the docks. That will probably take some time.
Okay. As you head over there, we will jump over to our friend Braemar. As you walk into the tavern, you see Kurtug, the other half orc, working the bar. And
Okay.
as you look around, it's, again, maybe it's because of like the nice weather and stuff, but there's not a lot of people in the tavern right now.
Is there any adventurers that may look like they I don't know, like they would know how to do tracking and stuff, like a ranger type?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's just dex, right?
No, perception is its own skill.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry. 21.
Okay. So looking around, so there looks like a small group at one table that maybe has a tracker with them. It's a group of 3. You see, they're clearly not in like heavier armor. They're in like hot leather type of armor. One of them is in some kind of a regular, just more normal clothes and no armor. But they all have bows. Well, except for the one in regular clothes. The one in regular clothes does have a sword on his side. And he also has like, what is it called? A bandolier kind of thing.
Okay.
With just like, looks like throwing knives in it.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to the half orc and be like, "How's it going?"
Oh, it's going great. How are you? How did you guys succeed on what you were attempting to do? It's been a few days.
Yeah, we saved a whole bunch of prisoners, and we brought them back. But now we're concerned about a possible wolf infestation up north.
Yeah, we've heard some stuff. We've had some people try to get rooms here, and when we've had availability, we've went out there and offered some rooms up to the families. But yeah, we've donated some food out there. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question, and I'll kind of like sleight of hand this, but I'll just like out of nowhere, I'll put like a couple of gold on the table here, or on the bar for him, and kind of slide it over his way.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all these people you've talked to, who would you think would be best for us to bring along with us as a hired mercenary?
Oh, you're trying to hire help? Oh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, those 3 over there, they've been hanging out today. They've not been spending a lot of coin, so I mean, they might be looking for work, but I don't know. They've had a round of drinks. They've each had, some food, but they're not drinking heavy though. So maybe they're looking for something.
I look over in that direction. Is that the same 3 people that you had described earlier?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll head over that direction. And actually, before I head over, I'm gonna ask them, what are all 3 of those guys, those people drinking? Are they drinking at all?
Yeah, they're just drinking a ale, just a regular ale.
Okay, let me get an ale for all 4 of us, and I'll pay for it.
Yeah, just a sec. And he puts 4 tankards out and fills them up.
All right, and then I bring over the ale and set it down for each one of them, and set one down. Mind if I join you?
No problem, Tusks. Thanks.
Not a problem.
Tusks are good with me as long as they bring ale. I got nothing bad to say about someone giving me some free drink.
And then I take the cup and I do like a cheers to him.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And they sip it. They don't drink it fast.
Well,
what brings you over here, friend?
Well, we've heard of some trouble with some wolves up north.
Yes, we've been hearing about that too.
I was wondering if I could possibly hire one of you guys to come join me.
We're a package deal.
All three of you.
Yes.
Okay. How much?
How much are you offering? A
Let
good
me-
negotiator never says their price first.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Why would I give you a price if I don't know what skills you guys have?
Because you know the job that you need us for.
That's true. So what kind of skills do you have?
One guy just looks down at his knives, picks one up, and throws it, but like not hard, just like a little toss, and it lands perfectly inside your tankard. And he's like 8 feet away. Perfectly inside your tankard, stuck dead center in the bottom.
I see your point. Okay, well, what is...
The other two are like, we're pretty dang good shots ourselves, but with a bow.
bows, huh?
Yes.
We could use some of those. Either any of you a really good tracker?
I mean, I'm obviously the best tracker here. Hey, shut up. Oh, not the best. I'm the best. And they start going back and forth, fighting about who's a better tracker.
How about this? We'll do a test. If you guys pass, I will give you each 300 gold pieces apiece.
How long is this job for 300 each?
It's at least a 2-day trip up north. We got to figure out where they're at, and then I don't know how far out they are from there. So I don't have the skills to track, which is why I need help.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, that sounds reasonable. We might be able to do something like that. What are we hunting?
As far as I'm aware, wolves.
Wolves? That's it?
Yeah, but they've been growing very, very aggressive recently.
That's easy. We could easily do something like that. No problem.
All right. So what I would like to do is make sure that you guys can actually track animals and stuff. What I'd like you guys to do is go outside and start tracking every single living thing in the area to start off with, so you can prove yourself that you can actually track
every single living thing. That is an absurd request, my friend.
And as I say,
how about you run and we will catch you?
I run and you catch me.
Yes. If we can track you down, we are good trackers.
All right.
We'll give you 15-minute head start.
All right. And I get up, I finish my drink, just down and down, and slam it on the table. I shall not see you in half an hour. And walk out.
Correct. You'll see us sooner.
And so anyway, I walk out the front door and I start trying to find a spot where I can hide.
Okay. So you head out. Do you have the map in front of you? Where do you try to go to hide?
Let me pull it up.
So in the center, or not the center, but the southeast part of the town is where that tavern was.
Right. Oh, that's the wrong map. There we go. And what's the name of that place? That's the Traveler's Way? No.
Yes.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It's the Travelers.
Yeah, so I'm gonna head over
Travelers Inn.
towards... Yeah, I'm gonna head over just northeast of the Church of the Gods.
Okay. Are you just hanging out in those trees, or are you gonna go to up by the farm?
I'm actually gonna go up by the farm into those trees just east of those just east of the farm there.
Oh, of the Fossier farm?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna start sneaking.
Okay, give me your stealth check.
25.
Okay.
That was crazy. I rolled a 18 and then a 17 because I have a disadvantage.
Not bad, not bad. All right. So, you start heading that way. We're going to now cut over to the docks. As Black Trunk, you arrive very slowly at the docks.
It's a leisurely pace.
Yeah, for sure.
So, is there sorry to interrupt. Is there anybody in the group that looks real haggard and struggling to keep up, even at this slow pace?
Actually, no. Everyone's doing great. And you probably offered good berries on the way.
Yes,
and so
I did.
They probably all ate them. Plus, you know, the children probably have really enjoyed the good berries because they taste so delicious. So they probably take an extra. Yeah.
All right. So they're probably gone. Oh, okay. All
right. So yes, you head on over to the docks with them. Everybody is very, very thrilled to do so. And as you get over there, you can see there are some guards standing there.
Okay. All right.
And as they are standing there, a guy with some paper or parchment and a quill asks, what is your business here? You look odd. I haven't seen a tree, fellow.
What is your name, kind sir?
Oh, my name. Funny you should ask. My name is Joe Shaw.
Well, Mr. Shaw, these fine people here need passage. I'm not sure exactly where. I've forgotten, but I point out the older lady who seems to be in charge and make sure she comes up front so she can tell them where they need to go.
Oh, yes. We do know that they need passage, but you see, they just tried to barter wagons and horses. I have no need for the wagons or the horses, so I told them they could sell them and bring me gold. It would probably take about 100 gold for them to travel by way of ferry to Port Obsidia.
Oh, 100 gold to Port Obsidia?
That would get them food on the ships. They would have to stay in the underbelly of the ship, but they would get food and drink.
Does this sound like a reasonable price? I have no idea. As a character.
Yeah, give me insight, I'll say, of if that's reasonable.
Insight. What the hell's wrong?
Look at the ship. Can you tell if the wood is
yeah.
The wood is very nice.
16.
So it's probably a touch high compared to what you might be used to. Thankfully, you did used to work on a ship. And so you would also know that, prices vary by ship. Some ships that don't tend to offer rides charge more than this.
Okay.
But ferries don't always, where their goal is to fill up to make as much money as possible for as many head count, normally don't charge this much.
What ship is this they're going to be traveling on?
Oh, it's just the ferry right there. That's all.
This price seems a bit high.
Yes, but look at the quality of wood. That thing is not going to sink in the sea.
Okay.
Not at all.
What is the quality of wood? I don't even think I need to make a damn roll.
No, this looks like a nice wood. It is a very nice wood.
So I start looking at the ship and the crew to see they look sketchy.
No, so they don't look sketchy at all, actually. Nobody's holding any axes. Nobody's holding any torches. So in your book, they look like good people.
Can I meet the captain first?
You're asking Mr. Shaw this?
Yeah. He could be the captain as far as I know.
I am not the captain. No. I mean, sure, you can try. Hey, will you go get Reese? Apparently, our tree friend here would like to meet Reese. Captain Reese Burke. I could do that. I'll be right back, boss. One of the porters walks off, heads up down the docks and goes to this large ship. And makes his way back.
I'm gonna turn to the older lady, the one who seems in charge, and get her feel. Like, what does she think? What's her gut telling her? What do you think of the situation? Would this be acceptable?
I don't know. My son used to handle all the monetary things. Unfortunately, it was never asked of me. I just, took care of our family, and I helped cook. I helped, mend the clothing and things like that around the house.
What does your gut tell you? It's like, take my little branch and point at her gut.
Well, I mean, I would really like to get back to Port Obsidia. I'm willing to get rid of our wagons and 5 horses. I know our wagons and 5 horses are worth more than that.
I can sell them for you.
Yeah, then I would be willing 100. It sounds fine to me. Again, I'm willing to get rid of all of that to get home.
Okay. All right, so I just wait for the captain to show back up.
Shortly, I'd say about 15 minutes later, while you're waiting for the captain to show, Serene does find you guys with the two sailors. And as Serene is approaching, you see the captain, a big jovial guy, comes walking down the ramp, down the dock, and he's like waving at people, like he's waving at people who aren't even paying attention to him, like he's the most important person on earth.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
And then he comes up and says, "So I hear you want to talk to me."
Yes. I was just wanted to speak with you. This fine group here has been through many trials and tribulations.
Yes.
I was just assuring them a safe passage to where they go. They don't need any more hardships.
Well, I got great news for you. There are no werewolves out on that sea, so they should be safe.
I wouldn't expect them in the ocean.
Exactly. So what's the problem? Have they paid? If they've paid, they'll be fine. Guaranteed. You've got my word. I'm the captain of the ship. We have no problems.
And what is the cost for their passage?
I leave that up to my friends here. What did we say? 100? Yeah, 100 sounds fine. Yes.
Okay.
Wait, 100 total, right? For all of them. That's a lot of kids. Okay, 100 is fine. Yes, we will do it.
Okay, so he's a ship captain. I've been on ships. Do I recognize him? Is his name familiar to me?
Give me a intelligence check. Straight intelligence.
Oh no. 10.
So you do know that he is the captain of a ship that does a ferry back and forth from Havlo to Port Obsidia. You have heard of him. Never heard anything bad. But you do know of who he is.
Okay.
He has a decent reputation.
Okay, so he's somebody that's in town. He's somebody that makes this trek. So if something bad happens to him, I know where he's going to be.
Yep, he'll be either here or Port Obsidia or in between, probably.
Gotcha. Okay. So he's not just somebody who just showed up just to make this passage. Okay.
Nope.
Then if they agree to it, I will pay their fare and you can take them. When are you be leaving?
Well, we're actually hoping to leave tomorrow if we get enough people on that ship. But if you pay the 100 gold, they will be fed. They will have a place to stay on the ship tonight. So everything up until the time we leave is taken care of. It's all inclusive. It's like a cruise ship. It's amazing. Parties on the docks.
Good. I hope to hear good reports from when they arrive at Port Obsidia as I take out my branch and poke his jovial chest.
Man, you're so aggressive for such a fragile thing. Yes. Yeah, they'll be fine. I promise. Look, last time we had anyone try any funny business, we had some pirates try to siege our ship. They had some people that were actually on our ship already from here. Well, we happened to take care of them pretty easily. Minimal casualties.
Can I insight that?
Yeah, go for it.
The dice are hot tonight. 16.
So you know that there is some truth to what he is saying. You may have heard about it. It was literally some people who were trying to get onto the ship to join some other shady individuals without paying, and they just made an example of them.
Okay.
So it wasn't this great big pirate ship like he's letting.
Right, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. So I will. So you'll see Black Trunks. His bark starts to separate, and he reaches his branch in and pulls out the sack of gold, and starts taking out one by one and putting it in his hand.
3 hours later. Thank you. I appreciate it. Here, I'll take that myself. Come on, guys. I'll take care of you. Let's go get you guys some food and everything. Thank you very much for your business, sir. What did you say your name was again?
My name is Black Trunk.
Black Trunk. Well, I am Captain Reese Burke, the finest captain in these seas.
I hope this is true.
It is true. My reputation is phenomenal.
And as I will stop the older lady and hand her 10 gold.
All right. Thank you so much. You are the kindest creature I have ever met.
Please let me know when you have arrived at Port Obsidia. Maybe send correspondence to Traveler. Is there the Travelers Inn, right?
Yes.
You know the people of the Travelers. Send correspondence to the Travelers Inn, and I would like to know how your experience went.
Oh, I would happily do so. I like writing. I'm not the best at it, but that's exciting. I haven't had to write a letter in a long time. Oh, your friend is back, by the way. Well, thank you again, Black Trunk.
You are welcome.
May I have a good berry for the road?
If I have one, I will give her one.
She will take one off of your branch.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And she tucks it into her pouch and with the gold and walks away.
She grabbed the red berry. That's the poisoned one. Oh, Black Trunk. How is everything?
They seems to be fine. We have gotten them passage with a Captain Reese Burke, a jovial fellow.
Have you two ever heard of that captain?
Yes, he makes the trip to Port Obsidia on frequently.
Hey, you two, do you want to go to Port Obsidia?
That would be great, but I don't want to work on that ferry because that's going to come back here, and I'm not coming back to this town ever again.
Oh, let's take it there. Work your passage, and you can end at Port Obsidian and figure it out from there if you like.
That's not a worker's ship, though. That's just a ferry.
Well, do you have any brilliant ideas to get yourself out of here?
I mean, there's some other ships. We can go ask them. I mean, we can find some work, I'm sure.
All right. Good luck to you both, then.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the help.
Certainly. Black Trunk, do you mind if we talk in private?
Yes.
Oh, very good.
Anything you guys want to talk about, you can speak about in front of myself, Joe Shaw. I love hearing about your guys' little adventures. If you want to talk about it right here.
Oh, any particular part of our adventure? Perhaps
I don't know. Whatever you want to talk about in private sounds great.
What is your job here at the dock?
Oh, I'm just a foreman. I just arrange everything.
You sound like that. You make that sound like it's not a fulfilling occupation.
It's very fulfilling. I know everything going on these docks. I know everything coming into the town. I know everything going out of the town.
We are looking for some eager, competent adventurers to take with us. We have an important mission.
Oh. Well, there were some that came in this morning. 3. Oh, what kind of work did they were trying to hunt, I guess. 3 that came in this morning. I think they were going to the Traveler's Inn.
We'll look into that.
You can't miss them. They've got a couple bows. One guy is real proud of his throwing knives.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. You wouldn't happen to be familiar with a Captain Fred Watt Goldstone, would you?
Fredwatt, yeah. Actually, I believe he's been taken captive, if I've heard correctly.
By an Ordwald.
Yeah, Ortwald. Yeah, I don't know who Ortwald is. But that's what they're all saying. Fredwatt was a rich guy, I believe. From Port Obsidia.
From Obsidia.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, Black Trunk, it might be worth asking them if they can get in contact with Fred Watt and see if there's been any demand for a ransom or anything with your new friends.
oh,
They can write back about that.
oh, yes. I will ask her. So I'm going to walk back over to the ship as I'm sure they're loading up, and they've got it's a gaggle. It's probably a gaggle fest over there. You know, they're all like trying to figure out how to get on the ship and everything. And I grab the older lady and I say, if you could do me one favor.
Oh, what's that?
In your correspondence, if you could find out about a Fred Goldstone.
Okay. I can.
He may have been
try.
taken prisoner. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. I can ask. Goldstone, I think that's a nobleman's name back in Port Obsidia.
Any information would be very helpful.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look into that. I will definitely write back to you with what I find out.
Thank you. So, out of character, I can't remember. Do I know Ortwald?
Yes, he was originally on the ship that you were on. And he stole the shiny rock from Thunk out of your trunk.
Okay. He was on the Whitebeard ship, No Fear?
Yes. And
Okay.
then he stole that and then took Fredwatt's ship, held Fredwatt captive, came to this area. You guys followed. That's how you got here. And you were here for about a month. In that time, you met Braemar. Or actually, you met Braemar much later. You met the original character played by Nathan. I think.
Kermit.
Yeah, Kermit. You met him
Yep.
while in that month while you were here. And you also had Eva, who was on your original ship.
Okay.
But Eva has passed.
Okay. So I'll go back to Celine. Shall we go back to the Traveler's Inn? I think that's where Braemar went.
Certainly. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
You were a sailor, correct?
Yes.
Do you recognize either of those names?
I'm unfamiliar with the Goldstone, but Dortwald, he has vexed me in the past.
Has he now?
Yes, he was on the ship the No Fear. Whitebeard was the captain. He
Apparently-
stole from Thunk out of my trunk.
What a monstrous thing to do. Apparently, he no longer has a ship and was trading the seaman's crew for orc soldiers. Would you have any idea where he'd be going?
I am not sure, but I'm not surprised that he is behind all of this.
Well, my best guess is that he would be heading north from where we were before. They mentioned staying out in a forest before being brought to the orc camp. And there was one where we were, so probably Northeast along the coast would be my guess, but I'm not certain.
Yes, we need to find Braemar, devise a plan.
Indeed, wherever he might be. Braemar, Braemar, where are you?
As you guys start making your way over to the tavern, we will cut over to Braemar, who, within 5 minutes of leaving, you find your spot near the Fossier farm. You think you're super stealthy. In fact, you are so stealthy that you sneak by people in the streets without them even noticing you. Normally being the... because you're a lizard man, right?
No, I'm half orc.
Oh, half orc. That's right. Normally being a half... I knew that. That's why I called you Tusks before. Normally being a half orc, people, look at you at least and acknowledge that, like, hey, there's a half orc right there. Holy cow. But nobody notices you on the way over to the farm. You make your way up into a tree, and as you're like looking out towards the tavern, you feel a tap on your boot. And when you look down, you see the person with the throwing knives is tapping you with one of his knives on your boot. And then on the ground are his two companions, just kind of like, was that the best you got?
Okay, you passed.
Yeah, that wasn't hard.
Good.
You basically made a straight line here. I mean, we saw your boot prints, At first, it did take a second to pick up on it, but then we were like, you know what? This is a well-traveled area. Let's get creative. And so we kind of split up in the area until we saw the steps in the grass that, it was still a little damp from yesterday, when we had that little sprinkling, and you didn't take that into account. So you left some boot marks, and what do you know?
Well, I'm not perfect.
Yeah, well, that's obvious. That's obvious. You better get out of that tree, though. If the Fossiers find that you're hanging out in a tree in their property as a half-orc...
I've been here a couple times. I've been there a couple times.
Oh, you're lucky. You're lucky. We just arrived in town, and we heard that they're arrogant pricks.
I hop out of the tree and, get down on the ground. I stop stealthing because I don't really care if they catch me or not.
Sorry, we would have found you earlier, but we had to finish sipping our ales, We like to enjoy it. We don't chug it. But, yeah.
Well, we should head back to the inn and discuss actual terms this time.
Sounds good to me. I believe we already did that, though, and I can't wait to earn your 900 gold total. Yeah. 2 days worth of work.
So that's what we're doing. We're gonna head back to the inn because I'm gonna explain to him on the way back that we're meeting up with a couple of companions who are gonna help us in this endeavor, and yeah.
So you guys are gonna pay us half up front, correct?
Correct.
Excellent. We might need to buy some supplies before we head out, so that would be great. When are you thinking of heading out? Do you know?
Not sure yet. That's why we're heading back to discuss the actual when we're heading out.
Oh, okay, okay. You make your way back. Oh, sorry.
Because I was gonna tell them, we probably need to prepare as well. So, but we do want to make it as fast as possible.
Okay, sounds good to us. Well, let's get back there then. So you make your way back in there, and as you make your way up to the Travelers Inn, is Black Trunk by his window?
Yeah.
You do see Black Trunk outside by his window. And we will take a 5-minute break right there. So we'll be right back. All right. So you are you walking into the Travelers Inn, Braemar?
Yes.
Okay. So Braemar, you walk in. As you walk in, you see that there is a table that you didn't notice before is at that window that Black Trunk is at. So there's a table inside the building that Serene is hanging out at. And yeah, and you have these 3 people with you.
All right. So I'm gonna walk up to the table and sit down and be like, "Everybody have a seat, please."
Oh yeah, no problem.
So I've recruited these guys to help us in our journey. I know that we're gonna have some trouble out there if we don't have people who know how to traverse the wilderness with us. Unless you have some hidden talent there, Black Trunk.
Oh, I think we definitely need some help if we're to alleviate this problem. I've heard about these adventurers. They, I wouldn't say been recommended, but they were definitely noticed at the dock.
Oh, were we now? I don't see why we would have been so noticed. Meanwhile, the one guy starts picking at his teeth with one of his throwing knives.
Indeed, it appeared that you were looking for work for some time now. Did you just come into town recently?
Yeah, this morning.
This morning? Oh, where from?
We've been all over the place. We don't even necessarily have a home, per se.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. I mean, originally, he's from Pine Run. That's Alfred, by the way. He's from Pine Run. And then us 2, we're from Elda, which is over by there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But we used to hunt with some of the elves in the ancient forest.
Very impressive.
Yeah. We used to get our ass kicked. That's why we're so good. We learned.
What was your latest job?
We haven't had one in some time. We've been on the seas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that's not our type of work. We hate that shit.
No. What type of ship?
What type of ship?
Yeah,
just a small ship.
Small ship?
Yeah. I don't know what they were shipping. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He was we exchanged who was on lookout in the crow's nest. We're very perceptive like that.
Professional trackers, I take it?
Yeah, pretty much. We're hunters.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's why we were so good in the crow's nest. We saw every little thing that didn't fit in.
And Braemar, you vouch for them? These are the ones.
Oh yeah,
who admire?
yeah, definitely. They are very skilled.
Very good then. With you by our side, we might be able to deal with this werewolf problem effectively.
Yeah, probably. It sounds like a plan.
So, what was the agreement?
900 gold.
Really?
Yeah.
For how long?
I think he said 2 days work. Maybe 3.
2 days.
That's what he said, yeah.
Well, all I said was 2 days to get there, and from there I don't know how long it's going to be.
How long did it take us to track you down?
Not long at all.
Yeah, we gave you more time than it took us to actually find you.
Exactly. But if they're a couple days out from where the initial attack was, then we're going to be on the road for a little bit longer than we would anticipate. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a ton of time. This is on the way towards Traskiel, right? I heard there's a festival there I'd like to get to. I think we were supposed to leave like tomorrow if we want to get there on time.
That's exactly where we're headed as well.
Oh, okay. Is this on the way there then? This hunt? I mean, I'm not mad if we miss the thing. I'm just saying.
Oh, it will be on the way to the festival.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, this won't be a problem at all.
What festival are you going to?
The one in Traskiel.
I'm not familiar. I do apologize.
It's like some festival towards like the god of gluttony or some shit. I don't know. I just heard that there's supposed to be a lot of food and ale, and I mean, anytime that's there, I'm all about it.
Should be very interesting then. They don't seem disturbed by the fact this is to the god of gluttony, do they?
No, they don't care.
And would I have been told at this point that the god of gluttony is a good god, an evil god,
I mean, you know, that's one of the 7 deadly sins. So.
Okay.
And you know, you've probably heard, well, actually, you aren't from here. The other group members know that the main, like the most prominent pantheon is basically 7 deadly sins and the 7 virtues.
Should I have any concern at all that these people are happy about the idea of going to a festival for an apparently evil god when we know there's werewolves?
I mean, they don't necessarily know there's werewolves there.
Mm-hmm. But
they just know they've been in town since this morning and they heard there's a festival of gluttony. I mean, honestly, if you're about good times, that sounds good to me.
Okay, so the evil gods aren't viewed in the same way as they would be from where I'm from.
So in this world, not everybody believes in the gods. Not everyone believes in that there even are gods. So, yes, clerics have spells, but like, so do non-clerics. And so a lot of like regular people have taught themselves how to use spells that might be considered clerical spells and things like that. So in this world, magic by some is believed to be inherent in everybody, because pretty much everybody in the world could teach themselves if they have a good teacher. And so, you know, and then there's just some people who just aren't skilled. And so even though they can like kind of start to get it, they don't fully grasp it, whatever. So in this world, though, magic isn't necessarily like D&D, where it's like, you have to be a cleric for this. You know what I mean? Like, it's just more gray area. It's like our real world. Like, some people believe in this, some people believe in that. Is it real? It's up for interpretation.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, so they seem to be on the level then.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do an insight check, you could insight.
I can. What is it? A passive insight of 18. Insight check of 15 plus 8. So 23.
You just think these are guys who pretty much do mercenary work. They go where money is. They go where good time is. They're kind of like just your frat boy style mercenaries.
Okay.
So.
No, I'm not going to even
They're
assume.
fairly young, too.
Okay. I'm not even going to assume if 900 is a lot for them or not, because I'm not from here. I would have no idea what they normally cost.
Yeah, it says, is this rate, what's, I mean, would I know what the going rate is?
You know, you guys haven't gotten a payday like that for any of the work you've done.
This seems an exorbitant amount.
Braemar offered it before we said anything. So we, of course, have accepted.
You offered them that without consulting anyone else?
Well, I will tell you this right now. Good hiring does not go cheap.
I agree. You get what you pay for. That is a great way to look at it.
Well then, Black Trunk, I believe we have some items to sell.
Oh, yes, we do.
We'll go ahead and look into that then for now.
You guys are if you guys want, I don't know how much the stuff is in book, but 5 horses and 3 wagons. If you want to exchange that based on the book, go
75 a horse, and a wagon is, I want to say, 50 per.
There you go. You got all that money.
Math real fast. That's okay. Talk among yourselves.
I'm just enjoying this ale that they brought us. I'll pay for my own ale since you're giving me 300. So I'll pay for my own.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
Perfect.
So I'm assuming Braymar's in there, and well, I'm guessing this is like late in the day. We shall leave in the morning. Then we will pay you some up front, and then the rest when we complete what we've set out to do.
Yeah, we typically ask for half. So do you have 450?
Yes, we will once we've completed our transaction of a few items.
Sounds
So
good.
I guess what I would say is we would go and do that, and then meet up with them, and figure out where they're staying.
They're staying here.
And since I really don't sleep, I can kind of keep an eye on them, make sure they don't like jet out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Our money.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, you can basically camp outside of the inn, just standing there perched.
Yeah, like I normally do.
Yep. Whereas I guess the other two, if they wanted to stay in your guys' campsite at the south side there, you can. By the one tree.
I'd like to spend some time examining that greatsword that supposedly is no longer cursed and see if there's any markings or anything that I can read or determine on it.
Yeah, give me a Arcana check.
Oh, excellent. I would love to give you an Arcana check. A religious Arcana check, no. Well, exact same thing. So that's 19 because I have +1 there.
Where all the markings were before that you saw, like even the ones that were etched into it, it's almost like whatever ritual the priest had done, they are gone. It looks like they were never there.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever he did, removed all of it and put it back to its original state.
Okay. And spending time examining the sword is showing nothing but a silvered greatsword?
Yeah, that's always been just a silvered sword. I'm sorry. The great sword is not a short sword. Sorry. The great sword is a silvered sword. The whole thing is silver. Even the handle is silver. But it has like a clear inlaid gem in it that was once red before. Now it's just clear. It's almost like a diamond.
Examining the gem, can I determine what it might actually be, if it has any magical properties, if it has any religious significance or anything?
There's no religious significance.
Okay. Well, I should probably go ahead and sell this then, now that it's a normal sword, and they'll probably pay a great deal because they're trying to get as many silvered weapons as they can right now. Who would I go about selling this sword to?
There's a blacksmith in town that would buy it, probably. Any adventurers, probably. Not any, but adventurers who would wield such a thing. The three guys with you at the table clearly do not look like they would want a great sword. But yeah.
Okay. Well, Black Trunk, do you have any idea how we should sell this?
Sounds like we need to pay these mercenaries, adventurers. We could take it to locally and have it sold if we need the gold. Probably best to have it with us.
Can any of us even use it?
Well, I cannot use it.
I know I can't. I don't believe Bremer can, and I'm certain that Thump would struggle to even lift it.
No, I cannot.
In that case, we gain nothing by keeping it on our person. It's less extra weight to carry around.
Can we give it to the blacksmith in exchange for other silvered weapons that we can use?
How many of us actually need a silvered weapon?
I don't know.
I have one right now, so.
Okay. So, you have a silvered weapon.
You have silver weapons.
I have a silvered weapon. Black Trunk, do you even use weapons?
You all get silver weapon! No.
Everybody.
I mean, I was thinking logically, we don't really gain any benefit by having a In fact, I think the only one who reasonably does gain a benefit from a silver weapon would be Bremir. But
So
he
he's already
already
got one.
Yeah, so we might as well just sell it and get the cash for it then.
Absolutely, I agree.
That is reasonable.
All right. Yeah, I'll head on over to the blacksmith and let me find the exact. So it's 100 plus the 50 so 150 for the great sword. My book.
Okay. Are you keeping track of that? Or you want me to keep track of it?
I'll let
it's-
you take out the money.
Okay.
He did mention it was half for the book value,
Yeah.
half the book value.
Yeah, so 75 total then.
75 total. Okay. I'm keeping track of what I got in my trunk.
Yep.
Okay.
Black Trunk's a walking chest.
Okay.
I don't think I have anything. No, I don't. Okay.
No, if we use Black Trunk as a chest, does that technically mean he's a mimic?
Nope. He is a treant.
A treant mimic.
A treant mimic. That's just scary.
That's an adventure I did not even know I wanted. Well, is there anything else that we can think of that we need?
How are we doing on rations?
It wouldn't be unwise to get a few more. Let's think. What's the travel time to what's the name of that place?
Treskeel, 15 days.
15 days.
Yep. And you
So-
are about 16 days out.
Yeah, so probably 20 rations would be smart for each of us to carry.
Yeah.
And the price of, I guess we'll go to the general store and buy rations if we can. 20 each. I believe they cost 1 gold piece ration, if I recall.
Yeah, it's about a 1. Yeah.
So, no, it's 5 silver pieces per ration. So, Juice, if we can go to the general store and buy a bunch of rations.
Yep. Whatever it is in the book is fine by me.
Okay.
Because I don't need any rations.
That's very irrational of you. I mean, the fact is we realistically don't need rations because all we have to do is have Black Trunk make good berry and get the equivalent of a day's meal. Berry.
Probably.
But we don't know if Black Trunk's going to live.
That is true. You might encounter a fire
That wouldn't be good.
or a wood axe,
Or Bremar.
a lumberjack.
Oh no.
It's possible.
All right.
Or his worst enemy, the woodpecker.
What about a woodpecker lumberjack with a flaming axe?
Oh, that
We don't need nightmare fuel.
that might be too much.
Yeah.
right.
How much damage is that to him psychically?
I don't know. All
Is he
right.
able to sleep?
Yeah, he's able to sleep. Okay, so the night passes. They do not bolt for it. In fact, they are up nice and early, Black Trunk.
Oh, okay.
They walk right past you, not even realizing you are their companion. They think you're just a tree.
Yep.
And they actually go straight down to where your guys' camp is and wake up Serene and a sleeping Braemar. A snoring, stinky-ass Braemar.
Yeah, as soon as I see them leave, I'll follow behind, and then if they turn around, they'll see me approach with my cup to hand them some water. So I forgot about my endless decanter of water.
Nice. So they tell you, yeah, we were able to get 60 silver-tipped arrows last night. So that was pleasant. Our friend Al here, his throwing knives are already silvered, so he's all set. He only has 6, but should be fine. I can't imagine having to use 60 arrows and 6 throwing knives to drop a werewolf. I mean, it'll die quicker, I would assume.
I certainly hope so.
They're a tough lot.
Pack of wolves.
Are they? We haven't seen any over here, but when we've encountered them before, well, they were pretty easy.
Well, that should be good then. Just give me a moment to get dressed in my armor on, and I'll be good to go. What about you, Black Trunk? Are you ready?
I'm ready to go now.
Excellent. And
So you know where this encounter happened on the road?
we have an approximate location.
Oh, okay. And what is your guys' plan to get to Traskill? Because I'm assuming when this job is done, you won't need us anymore.
We just plan on taking the most direct route there.
Oh, okay. What is that? You just heading up to Lakeland, and I mean, you could swing around and stay on the roads. That's not going to work real well, I feel like. We were talking about cutting through the river, possibly past. We heard there's like orc encampments. We were going to sneak our way through there and just go direct. But now that we're going up by Lakeland, that kind of changes our original plan.
Well, that is the goal. Head to Lakeland, then cross the river and go straight to the Traskill from there.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you know what kind of like creatures and stuff are up by Lakeland?
Giant frogs, undead, usual things, to be honest.
Like what do you mean undead?
Skeletons, zombies, that kind of thing.
Oh my gosh, no.
Banshees as well. I almost forgot about the banshees, and there was something else I don't quite remember.
That doesn't sound like a good way to go. That sounds absolutely terrible.
Well, the alternative is taking the road and then being on it for God knows how long.
Yeah, I don't want to be late. They're going to have so many awesome things there, I'm sure. Women at gluttony festivals. Good times are to be had. Let me tell you. Or men. I mean, if you like men, they got some men too. I guess they get a little crazier, in fact. But whatever floats your boat. I mean, glutton festivals, great. Brouwerhans over by where we're originally from, they used to have a festival to gluttony. I think they did it to like satiate people's desires once a year, because the rest of the year they were buttoned up to the brim, like they were super straight-laced. But that one night a year got crazy.
That sounds a bit more familiar to me than the former, I should say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As we see a cleric in all white.
Well, let's get on the road, I suppose.
Yes.
All right, then. Which one of you will lead the way?
I figured you guys would, since you know where this supposed encounter is. And then we could take it from there, was the idea. That's how Braemar sold it to us.
Well then, Braemar, you know the way.
I do. Yep, I shall lead.
I'll stand a bit behind Braemar so I can keep a good eye out.
All right, so I just posted in the Zoom chat. You guys can control the 3 NPCs. 2 of them are like that.
Hey.
Like page not found.
Oh, it didn't work?
No, it's working for me.
You have to have it. You have to own the D&D Beyond book for it to appear.
Yeah, but he has access through our campaigns.
Are you signed into your account?
Yeah, you might not be signed in. That might be why.
That is true. He just.
I'll take care of it for now until somebody else can get it figured out.
Yeah, I've got her right there, or him in this case.
All good.
Oh, it's only a +6 to hit. I thought these guys were good. Oh well.
I just pulled up the stat block because I didn't expect you guys to hire anybody earlier.
What?
Yeah, I know, right?
You didn't expect us to blow $900 on 3 people for no good reason?
Oh,
What?
they're just cannon fodder anyway.
I mean, that guy's stronger than you guys, I think.
Health-wise, yes. They should be the tanks.
There you go. I'm not finding anything I want to use for the other guy, though.
Let's take the archer stat block and then remove the longbow and replace it with throwing daggers.
Perfect. There you go.
Okay, so is Alfred the guy that throws the knives?
No. Al Burke is the guy who throws knives. Lawrence Moore and Alfred Wilson are your archers.
Can you put those names in chat? I'll type that up real fast.
When they die, and they will, we'll make sure to loot their corpses so we can get our gold back.
Or we all die and we just assume that.
Yeah.
We just play our new characters, you mean?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, there's your 3 new characters.
Yep.
Yeah, God.
Yeah.
Al
Thinking ahead.
Buke.
Burke. Oh, whoops. Burke. Sorry.
Al Roker.
Al Buke, Montana.
I like how there's 2 L's in the.
Well, that's why the
their
one
group.
says Alfred. They're very specific about the names they go by.
Yeah, terrible if you got the names wrong. They get very upset.
Yeah,
They do,
very,
yes.
very, very upset.
Well then, Drimmer, make your way up north.
All right, and then I guess I'm going to lead us to where the
Okay.
area is at.
Yeah.
Couple days north.
So 2 days pass. Nobody new has been on the road. You periodically see like dead horses and remains of animal carcasses on the ground, more so than you have ever seen in your life. And even after some tracking by your 3 friends, they say, yeah, it's like hard to kind of track because it's been so dry, even though, a few days ago it was wet. And they point out to you how like what they are able to track goes different directions. So like sometimes it goes off the road east, sometimes off the road west. It's not consistent. And so it would be hard to say that like, oh, they're for sure going to one spot from here. When you get up towards where you think you're supposed to go, you do see another dead horse. And you see, again, you see like some tattered clothing and that's covered in blood that's been left behind. And you do see some bones of two bodies that have been pretty much picked clean by vultures at this point. However, you also know that the people who were traveling with the kids and the women, there were at least 4 families. So there should be at least 4 to 6 men, and there's only 2 bodies here. And upon looking it over, it looks like the footprints go west, according to your trackers. And as you guys go where your trackers are telling you to go, you hit the river, and the footprints stop at the river.
All right, where do we go from here?
I mean, we could cross the river.
That appears to be the next course of action. How deep is it here?
So it's a fast-moving river right here. Up by Lakeland, a little bit south, there's like it starts to hit some rapids, and the water picks up in speed and depth, and gets a little bit dangerous for a bit.
How deep is it?
Trying to look through the water is a little bit difficult to tell. How are you trying to measure?
I'm not going to try to measure. I'm just going to start trudging through it a little bit.
Oh, okay. So you go to trudge in it, and as soon as you step in, you just drop.
Oh shit!
Give me an athletics check.
Nope, don't. I have a solution. Oh, okay.
Oh, good thing I rolled really well on this. Athletics, you said?
Yep.
24.
Okay. So again, the rapids are going very fast through here. So you are able to swim yourself right back to shore. But you dropped under the water. You're like, oh, this can't be more than a few feet. And as soon as you stepped in, you felt like your legs sweep out from under you, and you went underwater, and then you just started swimming, and you were able to pull yourself back up.
All right, that was a bad idea.
How about you all gather around me real fast? I have a solution to this. I'm going to see if once everyone gets within 30 feet of me,
They all do.
I am going to cast Water Walk.
So you're saying we can now walk on that water?
Oh, just watch me. I'm going to do my best Jesus impersonation.
You know, we heard of this god once that could walk on water.
Ah, you mean Shantia, of course. Yes. Roll a con save.
I'm failing. I'm failing my con save.
He rolled a 1.
He's poisoned.
He's like, they'll never get across this river. Water walk? What?
That is Josh's hideous laughter.
Yeah. Whew. You are able to walk across the water. I'm not even going to say the shit I was going to say before.
I can tell.
I was struck down by Jesus himself. He's like, nope, you're going to suffocate trying to make jokes about me. That's what happened there.
Didn't die upon the cross for this BS.
So you walk the 15 feet across and get to the other side.
I will take up some of the water as I'm walking across, of course. How is this river water? Is it refreshing?
You would think so.
Okay.
It's actually fairly clean.
Okay, good.
It's very deep. Do not go in that water.
That's a good idea.
When you get to the other side, you can see clearly where and the trackers, I was going to call them stalkers. The trackers point. They're like, look, you can see where they leapt and landed, and you can see like these deep footprints. Only 2 on this side, and there are 3 sets of very deep werewolf.
How fresh are they?
Looking. They're not very.
Okay.
Well, we're headed in the right direction.
Yes,
Guess we gotta continue following these tracks.
Indeed. Well,
all right.
Books.
So the trees through here get very thick. As you're walking through the trees, Black Trunk, give me a perception check.
Perception. Oh, that's a good roll. But my perception. Oh, I got a plus. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. How long do you guys stay on this path tracking these footprints, by the way?
What time of day is it?
I'd say like lunchtime on day 3.
Probably follow them as long as we can, unless we see something else of note or interest or danger.
So would you track them for multiple days? This way?
If necessary. Which direction are we headed?
West.
West. Oh, that's a ideal direction for us to be going anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
It takes us towards Traskiel.
So it's been 2 days heading west, following these tracks. What was your perception check?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Ooh, okay. So you notice that like recently in the last couple hours that the trees There's something off about like the trees. It's almost like you've seen the same set of trees over and over again. Like the exact same. Like every couple minutes.
This is curious. So I go up to one of the trees who I think is the same tree and ask him have you been following me?
No. I'm assuming you're doing speak with plants or whatever.
No,
or did you just say that outright?
I would speak to him in I'm guessing primordial is what
gotcha.
tree it speaks.
So when you spoke verbally, it did not respond. My bad.
Okay, it does not respond. I'm going to look around for any wildlife.
Okay, give me a perception check.
10.
You do not see any animals nearby.
This is strange. We may be walking in circles, or maybe this place is cursed.
Black Trunk, why did you stop?
Well, these are the same trees we've been seeing the whole time.
Does anything
Fifth.
off?
Something I might be able to. Do I? No.
Okay, so Black Trunk said, sorry, he noticed that we're walking around in circles, or we're stuck in the same place.
Yeah, all the trees are. There's the same set of trees are looking alike, and they have not responded to me. So I don't think they're following us.
Hold up for a moment. Can I cast Detect Magic and see if there's anything magical around here?
Yes. When you cast Detect Magic, all the trees just start glowing for you.
All of the trees appear to be magic. Oh, what type of magic? Because it tells me.
Illusion.
Illusion. Ah, the best. We appear to be in the middle of an illusion of some kind. Give me one moment. Look. I'm not. Okay, so there is a magical illusionary effect, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Can I cast Dispel Magic on it?
And you?
What's the radius or area?
The area is 120 feet.
Miles.
Oh, yeah.
You cast Dispel Magic, and the area you cast it on, the trees kind of go away. And you see on the ground, it looks like roots that are kind of occasionally protruding and then going back underground, but they're big roots. Like they're like probably 10 feet wide, part of it protruding from the ground. And it's almost like the areas you were walking were between these roots. And so almost like so you couldn't run into the roots.
Black Trunk, a friend of yours?
I will look at the root and examine it.
Give me a nature check.
Nature. Oh, am I proficient in that? Oh my god. 8.
I thought you would be. You're
I
like
rolled an 8.
So you don't know this specific tree or anything, but it reminds you a lot of what you've heard of about like elder trees and the oldest trees, maybe.
We should follow the roots. This could be an elder tree. They might have great information of what we seek.
It's very difficult to follow the roots when they will disappear, when I can only make them disappear for 120 feet. And I can only do that twice a day. Unless, let me use my brain here. Can I put my foot on a root?
Yeah.
Does it do anything?
It does not move.
What about
Can
taking
I-
out my rapier and stabbing it?
No, do
Why
not
would
do
you
that.
do that?
Do not, if they are elder trees, I do not wish you to anger them. I will put my branch on it and speak to it in primordial.
Okay. When you start speaking to this root, you hear back, you have found me. Who am I speaking with?
This is Black Trunk.
Oh, Black Trunk. That sounds the name of an ent. Are you a walking tree?
I have been known to stroll.
Oh. Then you are perfect. All of a sudden, you guys see like the trees start disappearing from here forward. And you can then see as the sky opens up, as the canopy disappears, you see a massive tree that spans itself all the way up into the clouds that's really far ahead. Like, we're thinking, like, if you were in a city, you would see that skyscraper up there. And that's about how far away it is of a walk. And you're on the outskirts of the city, kind of thing.
That is one thick tree.
Yes, that's a lot of wood.
It's so big.
What brings you to my woods?
We are looking for some werewolves who are causing all sorts of mayhem.
Yes, they are. They have carried their carcasses through my forest. They went in the right direction that you are going. You will have to get around me.
Would you like some water as I take out my decanter of endless water?
It would take you a long time to water my roots.
It is endless, and I start pouring it out.
Just walking along.
Oh.
Going down.
That's true. I appreciate it, young sapling. Save some of that water for yourself.
I don't think you understand the meaning of endless.
Black Trunk, I don't know what you're doing, but it seems to be working.
Yes, we can actually see things now.
Why are you watering the plants?
I'm sharing a drink with the elder tree.
So there is an elder tree. That's what that giant thing there is, then, eh?
Yes, he has seen he has witnessed the werewolves and knows where they went. He will guide a safe passage through his forest.
Do we have to meet with him first?
We are meeting with him.
Right now.
Yes.
Are you relaying your conversation with your friends to the tree?
Yeah.
So he'll respond. They do not really understand much, do they?
Oh, they're wise in their own ways.
Have they ever met a tree before you?
I don't believe so.
Then they do not know anything.
Well, in time they will learn.
As long as they're here to keep the balance of nature, they can pass.
We shall.
And in all the areas where the illusion spell has been lifted, so it's been lifted kind of like a path for you guys.
Right.
To guide you.
So it doesn't reveal everything to everybody else who just happens to be wandering through.
Exactly.
So it's kind of like a maze, yeah.
Yeah, and as you guys walk forward, behind you becomes an illusion again.
Okay.
So it's almost like Fog of War, but it's lifted straight ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And in the spots where the spell has been lifted, you do see birds flying in the air.
Okay,
and things like
okay,
that.
so, yeah. All right.
And there still are some real trees you see even when the spell is lifted. There are still
Okay.
trees. So you're still in
Yeah.
a forest. It's just a little bit
I
more
will
spread
water
out.
them as well. Yes, I'm just dumping out the water on them. Yeah.
As you get closer to his base,
Mhm.
he tells you that, you know, he
There's
will
no
guide.
trouble.
There's no trouble. It's all about the base. So he tells you, though, that while the wolves do not stay here, they pass through his woods. And they
Okay.
always are bringing carcasses with them back.
Okay, I relay that.
And so he says he can lead you to the edge of the woods on the west side.
Okay. We
Black,
will head to the edge of the woods on the west side.
Black Trunk, will you ask him how many wolves he's seen or how many werewolves he's seen?
How many werewolves have you seen?
I don't know if I've seen different ones or the same ones, but typically their hunting parties seem to be about 3 or 4.
Their hunting parties are about 3 or 4.
I'm going to look at our guides who are with us and see how they react to hearing that.
They give me an insight check.
Okay. 18 passive, and that's a dirty 20 then.
Okay. They seem a little unsettled hearing that there are 3 or 4 of them together.
Are you all right?
Yeah, we're fine. Why?
Just look a little off kilter at the moment.
I mean, we're possibly going to die. Why would we not seem a little off kilter? That's normal.
I thought you said you could handle this.
Yeah, of course we can. We know what dangers lie ahead. You'd be a fool to not be afraid of what could happen.
He does have a point.
I do. I've got 20 of them on my back.
Oh, that's a joke.
It sure is.
Well, you found 60. I assume there'd be 30 on each of your backs.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. There are 60 of them. 66 if you want to talk about his throwing daggers.
Ooh.
We could also count the sword on his hip as well.
Quite impressive. Well,
So yes, if you're asking me if I am scared shitless, the answer is yes. But it's good. Being scared is keeping me alive, keeps me more alert. So I'll take it.
well, if nothing else, it should be interesting.
So a whole nother day passes. And you end up on the other edge of the forest, and you see what lies before you is like a hill. And you can see clearly footprints that go up this hill, almost leaving like a stairway behind it, kind of. It's difficult, but you are all able to eventually get up to the top, no problem. And when you are up on this lifted spot, you see this is actually where the road is. And it goes northeast and it goes southwest. And when you look straight ahead, it looks like just pure swamp water. And it looks like something you would hear about in a book. You probably haven't seen a swamp that quite looks like this before. It's a little darker, a little more eerie. And there's a steam coming off of it, or a fog that's kind of coming off of it, that makes your vision, if you were to walk straight through the swamp, look a little sketchy. So what would you guys like to do? The footprints seem to go into the swamp,
Okay.
but you're not going to be able to track them in the water.
First things first, I'm gonna measure the depth of the water with my sword.
Okay. You stick your sword in the water. It goes about 2 feet, and then you feel mud, and your sword pushes through that a bit before you basically get to the handle.
Well, this is going to be rough trekking.
Looking at the map and with the fact that we have 3 trackers with us, how long would we estimate it would take to go either the road southeast and then north into Traskiel, or to go straight through the swamp?
So you all anticipate you're probably only a few days out, maybe 4 days. So that would put you at about day 10 or 11 if you were to stay on the road. It seems
And how big is the swamp? From one side.
According to the map, if you were to go straight through it at the speed you've been moving, it would be about 3 days. But knowing it's a swamp and traveling through that would be very difficult. It would take at least double, maybe triple that time.
Yes. Best bet's probably to take the road south and then head up to Traskiel.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
All right, then.
So can I get a taste of this swamp water and see what does it taste like?
Foul.
Okay, like foul.
You can
like,
almost taste blood and like decay in it. Like rotten, like not even like fresh blood. Like it's just gross.
Is there a taste of hint of like desecrated ground or any sort of?
Yup, you definitely taste that. Even the plant life looks very corrupted to you. Yeah.
Okay.
What's up, Black Trunk? Why are you pulling that face?
Well, this is desecrated ground. It's probably been corrupted. The water is foul. Tastes of fresh blood and decaying matter.
Well, based on the map, this place seems to completely encompass Traskiel. In that case, it's probably the epicenter. So we should hurry and deal with whatever's causing this, then. Can I spend 10 minutes while walking to go ahead and cast Detect Magic as a ritual spell?
Yep.
Can I see if there's any magic coming from the swamp?
Doesn't appear as so.
Okay.
So you guys are on the road. You kind of pass by some hills to the southwest and start making your way northwest on the road. You get to a spot where it's like a 4-way. And you see a large sign, very crudely written, that says Traskiel and points the direction you're going. If you turn right. Straight ahead says Vix Light. And left just says the Lonely Hills.
Well, I guess we are going to Traskiel.
So you guys start making your way on this lifted road, and within a matter of, a few feet, that you are surrounded by swamp on both sides. The road is only 5 feet wide, the road is 10 feet wide, and on the sides of the road there are lanterns that are at the top of like a large beam. Or not beam, pole.
Okay.
And the poles are metal. When it starts to get kind of dark, you can see like inside at the top of these lanterns, it's like a floating ball of energy inside of each one of these, and the light is actually more of a bluish light than a white light or a fire. What would you guys like to do with that information, if anything? You might not want to do it.
I would like to cast Detect Magic and see what type of magic is within these lights.
I don't know
If
what
any.
school of magic it would be.
Evocation? Well, let me see what the light spell is. Light spell is Evocation.
Nope, that's not what's radiating.
Oh dear.
Is it necromancy?
It's not
That would
necromancy.
suck.
Is it a soul?
Mm,
Oh no.
So you can tell it's emitting some sort of aura that covers the road completely, and kind of goes out about 20 feet into the swamps on each side. So it's some kind of aura. So I can tell you that instead of the School of Magic.
Okay.
We'll just go with that.
Now,
I suck with schools of magic.
oh, that's,
Don't have
I never
memorized.
passed my schools.
Mm-mm. I don't have it memorized. I don't know enough about spellcasting.
It's enchantment. It's always enchantment.
There you go. We'll just say enchantment. Enchantment.
And it's getting dark because it's getting closer to nighttime, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I am going to then, being that I believe the only one in our party with dark vision is Black Trunk.
I have dark vision.
Everything is
You have
lit
to
up
do-
blue.
Yeah.
Like the path is all lit up blue. However, this isn't the light spell. That's actually whatever is going on up in there. It seems like a light, but it's emitting an aura of some sort that doesn't seem to be hurting you guys or bothering you guys. But it does also light up the way.
Yeah, I don't trust it. I'm going to cast light on my shield just to be 100%
That's fine.
sure.
That's fine.
And I want to be the second one in marching order right now, almost next to the person who's leading us,
Okay.
in case anything.
At this point, I like the tracker guys can stay in the front if you want them to, but they tell you it's kind of not necessary. It's just a straight road according to the map.
That's okay. I'm going to keep the. I'm going to ask for one of them to stay in the front next to me.
No
Yeah,
problem.
whoever the dagger guy is, he's gonna be in the front.
He'd probably be the best.
Okay.
The idea is that since it's only 10 foot wide, if we get into combat, since I'm the frontline character, I'll have everyone else fall behind me where they can still attack, and I'll take
Yeah, that's
the
fine.
blunt of anything. Yeah.
Would you say your passive is 23?
23, yes.
Okay. So, occasionally, you can see or hear something coming from the distance in the water. But it like when you hear it and you like start paying attention to it, you don't hear it anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like something startles you and catches your attention, but then you don't hear or see it, you know? And so you keep the party moving. Like you never once go, okay, guys, like stop. At one point though, you straight ahead, you can actually see starting to come into view. Cause it is now morning. You guys kept traveling through the night because there's nowhere to camp really, unless you wanted to stop on the road. Don't worry, nobody's suffering from exhaustion for it. But you can see now that it's like starting to be morning and the sunlight's coming up. You can actually see the gate and a huge wall straight ahead.
This is Traskeel, yeah.
Yes.
Speak, friend, and enter, I guess.
All of a sudden, Serene, you can see off in the swamp what look like what the hell? Like a floating ball of light.
How big of a ball?
Like the size of a basketball, maybe.
Okay. What color?
Like a bluish white.
So
Not
it's
like
similar-
not like things
No.
that were up. Yeah.
Okay. Does it appear to be doing anything besides just chilling?
So it is beyond the aura.
Mhm.
And It's just kind of floating there.
Everyone
And as you're watching it, you then see another one pop up somewhere a little bit further out. And then another one.
No one draw your weapons, but be on the lookout for. And I'm gonna just nod my head over towards the orbs.
What color are they?
Like a bluish, but more white, I would say. So more like they're more white.
Okay.
And how close are these to the city itself and the walls?
It looks like they're probably spanning all over the place, actually.
Do they seem
Because
to be
again, you're seeing more kind of starting to pop up out there.
Are they in groups of 3 or 4?
More like just one, and then like 20 feet,
Okay.
another one, then like 50 feet from that one, there might be one. They're almost
Swamp
random.
gas.
Yes. Well, as we're watching the swamp gas appear, I'm gonna continue unless anyone else has a brilliant idea that doesn't involve us attacking the thing and then winding up dying to a massive horde of balls.
Okay. Yeah, you keep going, and eventually you end up at the gate. On top of the gate, you can see what is clearly an elderly man with a metal like cap helmet that kind of comes down his nose a little, and then goes down the sides of his head. And he's got what looks like a long bow. And then you see another guard up on top of the gate. Probably a guy in his 20s, maybe late 20s, early 30s. Looks a little weathered, like he's seen some things in his life. And he's got a large spear. And they both look down at you and say, "Oh, hello! Are you here for the festival?"
Indeed, we are.
Yes, we are. Hello.
It's still going on, right?
"Oh, it's tomorrow, and we actually have the pre-festival celebrations tonight."
I can hang banners if necessary.
Haha, we don't need decoration. You'll see.
I brought water.
That sounds wonderful, friend.
He's famously good at hanging stuff up for festivals.
Well, maybe we will put you to use later. Yes. Well, let us get the gates. And they kind of step down from the top of the wall. The gate moves up extremely slow.
How high up does the gate appear to be?
So it opens up to be 30 feet high.
Ah.
This is a massive wall.
Mhm.
So they finally get it open and say, "All right, come on in." And you see then once the gate lifts, the doors behind it then open. You can see what looks like a town is right here.
Yeah, my incredible paranoia is going to be ritual casting detect magic as we enter here.
Yeah, I mean, you don't detect any magic.
Okay.
It all seems like a normal town. In fact, the town looks extremely pleasant. There's a lot of houses, as you can see as you're working your way through. However, some of them look abandoned, in disrepair, but most look fairly good. And you make your way into what looks like the heart of the town as it opens up, and you see like a well in the middle. And then off to the one side, you see what looks like a big stage. It's about 5 feet off the ground and has a huge curtain that spans about, I'd say 80 feet wide and extends about 20 feet high. And you can see what's clearly like a podium in the center of this stage. And there's a couple people like off in this area, like standing in that area, but not like anything's about to happen there, like right now. You also see like a lot of like merchant stands, not intense though, just the stand, completely out in the sunlight. And you see various things like clothing and jewelry, maybe some other types of artisan trade stuff for sale. And then you see what looks like an inn.
Why don't we head over to the inn and find out if we can get some accommodations for the evening? Also look for some information.
Okay. When you walk in the inn, it's pretty. From the outside, it looks big. When you walk in, it's about 15 feet in front of you, and there's the desk. And off to the right, you can see like a room. It goes off into the room, and that's where like the tavern is. There's a person at the desk, and there's also a person over at the bar. But there's nobody in here sitting down. There's only about 6 tables, but no patrons here. In fact, both of the people, when you walk in, kind of they almost act surprised to see you.
Hello there.
Yeah. Hi. Are you looking for a room?
Indeed. Shouldn't this place be absolutely packed with travelers for the festival?
That was the idea. Obviously, nobody showed. So I don't know. It looks like it's just going to be a local celebration again. I'm kind of surprised.
What do you mean again?
Well, last year it was a lot like this.
For the Feast of Gluttony?
Yes, I know. Crazy, right? You know. But occasionally we get a traveler. It just doesn't happen very often. So, being, where we're located in the middle of a swamp, and it's not like people have to pass through here to get to another place. We don't get a lot of travelers here.
Still, a celebration of this size should be very interesting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, all of our locals will be doing it. I mean, if you head north, you got all the farms inside here, and they sometimes will make their way over for the festival. So that's great. And in fact, that's the real key is we get the guys out in the boonies to come on in and at least visit the town once in a while. So,
The boonies?
Well, yeah, where there's nothing, you got nothing between town and the castle. So,
Well, it just seems like they'd be arriving early considering the trek you have to make through the swamp area.
No, it's only like an hour. It's not that bad for them. It's still inside the gate. I mean, you know how Traskil is built, right? We've got like we're big. You didn't know that? See, okay, so Traskil is a walled city. Obviously the part you're in is the actual city part, but if you keep going north, still within the walls, you do have, the farms, and then you have the castle that's at the end. The mayor stays there. I guess it's more of his mansion. We call it the castle because, it still looks like a fort. It's kind of cool.
I see. Well then, what do we all think? Should we get a room for the evening?
God, how long are you going to be in town?
We're not certain at the moment. It depends on the festival and how everything goes.
Oh, well, I mean, if you want a night, if you're only going to stay one, you're not going to stay one night. You're going to be here for like 3 days. So I'll give you a good discount. Let's say like a gold a night.
A gold a night. How are your rooms?
And that's for all 3 of you.
Board?
That's like if you want 3 different rooms. I mean, if you want one room, we could do like a gold for 3 days.
And that's room and board?
I mean, that's just room. I mean, what else do you need? You can sleep there.
Insight check. Can we sleep there?
Yeah.
Except those of nails.
So you want 3 nights in one room? Do you want 3 rooms?
Well, I know the 2 of us can each do a separate room. What about you, Black Trunk?
So yeah, it really depends on how big this. You said it was big, so if it's got like double doors or whatever, we're in a strange.
When you go, once you are inside this lobby area, it looks like if you were to try to go through the doorway into the tavern part, you're gonna have to duck Black Trunk. Everything else is built kind of small, and once you're inside, there's nothing impressive.
So I guess I would go in, but I'm not I'm not really interested in a room. I just need to. Is there any space? I'm interested. Are there buildings right up next to this tavern, or is there space in
Just
between
on the sides? In front of it, it's a big open area, so you could easily just stand out there and be fine.
Yeah, because I would at least request a room that overlooks the main area, because I want to be able to see our room. So
Gotcha. Yeah. Nope. So yeah, your best bet is to be outside.
yeah.
So yeah, you guys are able to reserve rooms however you want to accommodate it. And then, yeah, then what? What would you like to do?
Well, it's a festival of gluttony, correct? Excitement, adventure, and all that fun stuff, and it's still pretty early in the day.
Yep.
I heard there's women involved.
Indeed. I'd like to, probably get out my armor and leave it in the room, and then head down and walk into town, see what's there.
You said there was a well.
Yes, in the center. Yep.
I'm going to go to the well.
Okay.
And sample the water, because I want to see what it tastes like.
It tastes a lot like the swamp water for you.
Like desecrated?
Yeah. Doesn't taste good.
I will relay that to the group.
Would you like me to take a look, Black Trunk?
I think so. The water is like the swamp water. You may have a problem.
Let me take a look at what I can do then real fast. The well is a lot bigger than a 5-foot radius, I take it, correct? The water inside of it?
The water is, yeah.
Well, I could try to... If you could bring some of the water up, I might be able to cast Purify Food and Drink and find out what type of contamination might be affecting it. Or if I can even purify it, it might be something too great even for my magic.
Yeah, so if it looks like something I can just, it's got the bucket on it and I can just bring up some water. I guess that's probably what I did in the first place. So
Yep. Yeah, there is definitely a bucket that you can lower down. You're able to bring some water back up.
I will cast Purify Food and Drink and see if it gets any better.
How does that spell work? Can you read it to me?
All non-magical food and drink within a 5-foot radius sphere centered on a point of your choice within range is purified and rendered free of poison and disease.
Okay. Yeah, it seems to get better. It looks a little cleaner.
How is it, Black Trunk?
yeah, I tasted, so it appears to be better.
Something poisonous or diseased in here. Honestly,
Could be
I'm quite
affecting
surprised.
everyone here.
If they're drinking this water, they should be dropping down like flies. It's poisonous or disease. It should be killing them.
Yes.
Let us... I don't like that. We can't go ahead and raise too much suspicion at the moment. I think we should go ahead and take a look at a dining establishment at some point and ask how they get their water. And check if their water is purified as well. And also we need to blend in a bit for the celebration. I don't know, Black Trunk, is there anything you might like to wear, like a tuxedo or something? Dress up for it?
Maybe the water is linked to the creatures themselves transforming. Maybe this whole town is full of werewolves.
Shh. Black Trunk, let's go to some place nice and quiet where we can discuss this in person. Shall we? Can we find like a quiet alley with no one listening in?
Yeah, there's plenty of little alleyways.
I'd like to escort Black Trunk there.
Okay.
There's no good escorting a tree.
Yeah, you guys find an alley, a pretty wide one. And I'm assuming your 3 NPC friends are with you too?
Sure, they can be.
Okay. So they kind of walk in with you guys into this alley and kind of help wall you in. And you guys begin to talk. As you are starting to talk to each other, you can hear from the mouth of the alleyway, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And you see 2 guards with spears who look like, again, really old, probably in their 50s. And we're going to just end the session right there.